chanting USA or they're chanting my name, that affects me.
It's like time slows down for you.
Flipping and twisting 50 feet above the ground.
There's something so sacred about the Olympic Games.
Someday, I'm going to be at the Olympics.
Presented by AOL. Want a better high-speed internet? You belong at AOL.
You've got mail.
With Wilbon on the road, as usual, I'm once again forced to read all of the email.
All right, I'll read some when I get back. I'll read them now. I'm sitting here, you dope. What are you talking about?
Go ahead, you read it.
All right, Tony. Peter Vesey suggested Isaiah Thomas could leave the Knicks to be the next head coach at his alma mater, Indiana. Does that make sense to you?
That'd be a great deal for Isaiah because it would eliminate the possibility that he would be fired from the Knicks for assembling a truly terrible team.
Bad team.
I imagine that Isaiah would be a great recruiter. I think with this lawsuit, though, the sexual harassment lawsuit hanging over his head, I think that probably have to be settled before he took that job, if indeed it were offered.
Well, that would be nice. That's a nice suggestion. But do you know who the next coach at Indiana will be?
No.
Randy Whitman.
Randy Whitman,
assistant coach with the Orlando Magic right now, 14-year NBA head coach as assistant. 2 years he coached, I believe, Cleveland as a head coach. More importantly, Tony, he was on the national championship team at Indiana in '81 with Isaiah, and he's a member of their silver anniversary.
But are you intrigued by Isaiah as a candidate? Because he's a pretty good coach, is he not?
I think that they are already decided there. They'll say they're not. I think they're decided on Randy Whitman.
Andre Agassi is skipping the clay court season to focus on Wimbledon. Do you think this makes Wimbledon his last hurrah?
I don't understand this. You mean a guy would skip 4 months, 5 months of play in order to get ready for Wimbledon, which is played on a totally foreign surface. So is he going to Eastbourne? Is he going to play there for 5 months to get ready for Wimbledon? I don't get this.
I think he's already had his last hurrah. I think it's done for Andre Agassi. But I understand why he'd want to be sharp for Wimbledon. It's the most prestigious tournament in the world. I think what he will do, no matter what happens at Wimbledon, is he'll go to the U.S. Open and try and pull a Pete Sampras, win it, and then you're done.
That was last year. I thought he did that I thought that was the plan last year.
But he's still playing. If he's going to play Wimbledon, don't you think he'll then play the U.S. Open?
Maybe he likes Wimbledon more. How do we know? I mean,
you play them both.
Maybe
that's the way it works.
Thing. Just play them all. Play the clay too. How about Fernando Vargas' eye after his fight with Sugar Shane Mosley on Saturday? It looked like Vargas had stuffed a tennis ball inside his head, and then he said he didn't know why they stopped the fight. How tough is this guy?
Well, he's tough, and that eye looks bad. But I've seen worse than that. Now, I got to go back 50 years to Carmen Basilio. Carmen Basilio's eye was the size, literally, of a grapefruit. How about Hasim Rahman growing a second head? That's bad.
The second head.
I give you that.
This is the worst eye I've seen since Tony Conigliaro. And only people associated with the Red Sox or people who were following baseball in 1967 will remember the colors of the eye and how large it was.
Do you know what happens? This is why they put boxing on barges now. This is why people find it repulsive.
Why?
Because not only is his eye bad, but he wanted to keep fighting. Everybody sees Rocky, cut me, Nick, cut me. That's the way it works. That's the end of boxing. You got to love the enthusiasm of Bruce Pearl. At the end of the Tennessee-Florida game, he looked like he just got out of a hot tub at Wilbon's house. Have you seen his footage? Check that out.
Oh, my goodness.
Check that out. What do you think of that?
Okay, I've seen coaches sweat. He is sweated through the pants.
Yeah.
This means perhaps he should always wear the orange pants. Maybe this shows sweat less.
Let me tell you something. You heard of a shark skin suit? He took it off a live shark that had just been swimming. He sweated. He looked like he had been through a thunderstorm at that point. You know how much Gary Williams...
to get him a commercial.
Gary Williams sweats enormously.
Yes. Not through the pants.
Gary Williams makes this guy... He makes Gary Williams rather look like David Niven. This is a joke.
David Niven.
How far are you going back? How cool was David Niven, though? I mean, come on. Have you ever seen anybody sweat like this?
He's got to get a deodorant commercial out of this.
Patrick Ewing did not sweat like this. Patrick Ewing looked like a car wash. Let's take a break. Still to come, Theo Epstein, Elizabeth Taylor, and a streaker. And that sounds like the hot tub at Wilbon, doesn't it?
No. Bruce Pearl's invited, but not in that suit.
He's already been in the hot tub in that suit.
That suit is...
Who sweats through their knees? Who? Nobody.
A very hairy man.